I now call the February 26, 2019 regular meeting of council meeting to order. Adoption, please, of the agenda item 2.1, that the February 26, 2019 regular meeting of council be adopted as presented. Councillor Blanchette, Councillor Pearson, any additions? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Item 3.1, public comments on items considered by council as part of the approved agenda. I'll read a brief statement. Comments, questions will be regarding an item on the current council agenda. Items, questions put forth must be on topics which are not normally dealt with village staff as a matter of routine. Comments and questions shall be addressed through the chair and answers given likewise. Debates with or by individual members of council or staff are not allowed. No commitment shall be made by council in replying to a question. Matters which may require action of council shall be referred to a future meeting of the council. Number 6, really important, that bylaws and temporary use permits that have not been considered or have been considered at a public hearing but have not yet been received final approval will not be discussed during public comment. Individuals must state their name and area of residence for identification purposes. Comments, questions will be limited to 2 minutes, notified by my little handy dandy timer here, which will begin after I say welcome. Public comments, please.
Eugene Jamin, Valemount.
Welcome.
Welcome to you as well. I read the report on the venting index and air quality, and that the reports both show that it's a matter of forecasting, not equipment. I would urge the council to find ways of making better air quality, even though we don't. Whether that might be setting up a weather station or something like that, but that we pursue still good air quality in Valemount and being able to recognize when conditions are not so. The second thing is noting that notice to proceed in camera. There is no reason to proceed in camera tonight. That is a good thing, I think. And I would urge council to become more transparent in the in-camera meetings as much as they are able. I don't know if there's a time period for disclosure of information, or I know certain information cannot be disclosed, but we move towards more disclosure of what happens within those in-camera meetings. That is my comment. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Additional comments?
My name is Corey Marshall. I live here in Valemount.
Welcome.
And I am Vice President of the Valemount Learning Society. I have a comment about item 9.4, the lease agreement for office space at 99 Grove Street. Our society made a delegation to council in early January, explaining the changes to our organization is going through because of the loss of the Work VC contract that we've held for the last 7 years. We explained we'd be shutting down our office on 5th Avenue because we can no longer afford that space, but that we are looking to continue our other programs. We have been working with village staff since before that presentation on the possibility of renting some of the vacant space upstairs at 99 Gore Street in order to continue our other programs and to explore other ways that we can support our community. It was a shock to us to learn less than 2 weeks ago that the Robson Valley Community Services, who currently rents the entire main floor of 99 Gore Street, is also interested in renting the space upstairs. We understand there are changes that come with the new CIO, and we welcome Mr. Robinson to the community. We also acknowledge that there are perceived conflicts of interest between council members and both organizations. Since I'm married to Mayor Torgerson, Councillor Blanchette is chair of our VCS, and Councillor G works for our VCS. But all three of these organizations are trying to serve this community. There are no other options for the Valemount Learning Centre at the moment. And if we don't get the rent space we've asked for, our organization will become homeless, and we may have to end our programs unless we can run them out of somebody's basement. At the very least, our VCS could consider renting space that we are vacating on 5th Avenue, so at least they have options. Thank you.
Thank you. Additional public comments? Hello.
Hello. Briette Kenkel from Valemount. I'm the Executive Director for the Valemount Learning Society.
Welcome.
Developing individuals, building community, that is our mission statement and has been our focus for over 30 years. During our recent 7-year work BC contract, we've given back approximately $2 million to the Robson Valley area, $1 million of which was paid to our subcontractor RBCS to provide services in McBride. The other $1 million was spent on supporting local businesses and organizations, including establishing a new college, affordable housing, sponsoring a refugee family, and the list of businesses is very long. All of this is added to community economic development. My point is, we've always been focused on supporting our community and other organizations in every decision we make for the betterment of this community. As you all know, we recently lost our largest contract and can no longer afford to stay at our downtown location. Since December, we've had ongoing discussions with the former CAO and village staff in good faith about renting the office space at 99 Gorse, which is the only affordable space in the village. On February 4th, we were told by staff in charge of rentals that the village would hold this space for us. The following week, we confirmed that we were ready to sign a lease, and then were referred to the new CAO and discovered that the process changed in midstream without any notice, and now another organization wants the space. That organization already rents the lower level of the building. How much of the village's affordable office space should go to one organization, and why should they be able to monopolize on this space, especially after it was already put on hold for us? One has to wonder how much pressure is on the new CAO to try to please everyone. He recently asked if we'd be willing to move in with Valemount College. We are two separate organizations. To say that we should move in with the college is as absurd as suggesting that Infinity move in with IDA. We were also asked about minimum space requirements. To be clear, we need the space that we originally said we would need. Offices A, B, and C, the storage room, and the adjacent open area, and we have an email from the village confirming that it will be no problem to hold it. We hope that the village will make the right decision to continue supporting our community-focused organization. We need it for our survival. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Further or additional comments? Yes.
Good evening, I'm Jennifer Scheller. I'm also from Valemount.
Welcome.
I have been on the Valemount Learning Center board only for the past couple of months. When I joined the board, there was talk of us losing one of our big contracts with BC. We were looking at our options as to how we can sustain without it. We agreed that our current rent for the office space on Fifth Ave is too much for us to afford. We inquired with the village office about renting office space at 4th Street. It was to our understanding that the space was being held for us. It is important for us to attain this rental space so we can continue to be available for the community. I'm here tonight as we found out that there is someone else wanting to rent that space on Gore Street. We really want to stress the importance of this space being available to us. Thank you, Jennifer Scheller.
Thank you. Further comments? Yes.
I'm Rashmi Narayan and I live in Valemount as well, and I'm just
Welcome.
wanting to comment on the lease issue as I hear it, the public comments. And I only, my suggestion is that for the lease, go by the first come, first served. It seems like the most practical way to go instead of trying to choose between two organizations. Why would you do it any other way? Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Additional comments? Hearing none. Motion to receive public comment. Councillor Pearson, Councillor Blanchette. All in favor? Carried. Item 4.1, adoption of the previous minutes, that the minutes of the February 12, 2019 regular meeting of the council be adopted as presented. Councillor MacLean, Councillor Pearson, any errors or omissions? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Administrative reports, 9.1 venting index and air quality. Recommendation here is that the report be received for information. Councillor Pearson, Councillor Blanchette. Discussion. Councillor Blanchette.
So item B there is that we're going to await Ms. Roth's visit in March to discuss more stuff of what's been going back and forth in our emails, correct? We're going to set up.
Through the chair, through the mayor. Yes, we are waiting for her to finish her special assignment. I did speak to her over the phone, and unfortunately her assignment has been extended until the end of March. So we'll probably hear from her closer to more the beginning of April than the end of March.
And also too, just so that the public knows that we do have a air quality, clean air task force. So we are addressing all of these issues. We weren't able to come up with anything for the CBT initiatives funding because of the back and forth. But this is a huge concern for all of us and we are all working on it. So just want everybody to know that.
Awesome.
Okay.
Further discussion? All in favor? Carried. Item 9.2, the Union of BC Municipalities Regional Community Forum, that staff be directed to contact St. First Nation to request written confirmation that they plan to attend the C2C forum. I believe that would be here this time around. And that two, staff be directed to apply to the UBCM Community Forum funding upon receiving confirmation that St. First Nation will attend. Councillor Pearson, Councillor Blanchette, discussion. I know I'm looking forward to it. All in favor? Carried. Item 9.3, municipal auditor appointment. The recommendation here is that KPMG be appointed as the Village of Valemount auditor for the 2019 and 2020 fiscal years as per resolution 406/16. Motion please. Councillor MacLean, Councillor Blanchette, discussion. None, all in...
I was just going to say we've always worked with them and they've always been fantastic.
Absolutely. Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Item 9.4, the lease agreement for office space at 99 Gore Street. The recommendation here that the CAO be authorized to enter into lease agreements on the behalf of the village for the vacant office space on the second floor of the Community Services Building located at 99 Gore Street. Councillor MacLean, Councillor Pearson, discussion. None. Councillor Pearson.
Quick question on this. So this seems to be a limited item, just this particular property that would be dealt with in this is the second floor of 99 Gore Street. This is not a general.
Correct.
Okay.
Further discussion? All in favor? Oh,
Sorry.
Councillor Blanchette.
I know that it is an issue and I don't really want to speak to it. I just want to, I have faith in our CAO. He's got the chain of events of what's happened. We're not always in the know of what staff has already said or taken place, so I'm confident that our CAO will make the right choice that he needs to for ours.
Further discussion? All in favor? Carried. Item 9.5. Council for the Regional Columbia Basin Regional Advisory Committee meeting to be held in Invermere, that Councillor MacLean or her alternate be approved to attend that same meeting, April 15 and 16, 2019. Councillor MacLean, would you like to make that motion?
I will.
Councillor MacLean, Councillor Blanchette. Discussion. Councillor Blanchette.
Do you want to go? I'm just making sure this is, okay,
Yeah,
good.
I was the one that asked for approval.
Perfect. Thank you for going.
Terrific, I like Seabrack. Bring something juicy back. All in favor? Carried. Item 9.6, I'm requesting reimbursement of travel expenses for one-night accommodation per diems for my attendance at the Southern Mountain Caribou Town Hall per Village of Valemount Travel Policy 38. Motion please, and I'll speak to it. Councillor Blanchette, Councillor Pearson. As noted in the report, there was no way to convene council to get pre-approval. I was there. The invite was sent out, and I'll bring up some more information during council reports. All in favor? Q, carried. 9.7, Village of Valemount Municipal Insurance Request for Proposals. The staff be directed to issue a municipal insurance request for proposals for a 3-year term with the option to renew for a further 2. Motion please. Councillor Pearson, Councillor Blanchette, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Item 9.8, monthly staff meetings. There's a recommendation that staff be authorized to open the village office and visitor center at 9:30 on the Thursday immediately following the second regular council meeting of each month for the purpose of holding an all-staff meeting. Motion please. Councillor MacLean, Councillor Blanchette, discussion. All in favor? Carried. Item 10.1, Village of Valemount Public Art Policy. There's a recommendation that the Village of Valemount Public Art Policy number 70 be approved by council. Please, Councillor MacLean, Councillor Blanchette, discussion. I know this is in order to have access to a lot of Columbia Basin Trust funding and Kootenai Alliance funding, that these sorts of policies be in place, and that we do agree with art in principle with organizations that are applying for funding. All in favor? Carried. Item 10.2, Village of Valemount Officers Employees Bylaw 794/2019, that the Village of Valemount Officers and Employees Bylaw be given first, second, and third reading. Motion, please. Councillor MacLean, Councillor Blanchette, discussion. All in favor? Carried. Item 11.1, council reports, starting with Councillor Pearson.
Coin toss over there. So February 19th, I attended the Valemount Historic Society meeting. It was the first of the year and my first with them. Looks like a good group of people, and they've got some plans for the new year and looking for some funding to do some projects with the museum. So that'll be a good group. February 21st, attended the housing stakeholder meeting at the community hall in the afternoon, which included a planning charrette. We had 16 people attend from the various groups, and everybody got together, got their hands dirty, playing with blocks and laying out their perceptions of a future housing development. It was very interesting planning session to be able to see it in scale on paper. So it was good. And then that evening there was the housing stakeholder public housing meeting, open to the public to look at the options and discuss it as well. And that was it for me.
Thank you. Councillor MacLean?
During the last 2 weeks, I attended a meeting of the Valemount Entertainment Society and the Public Housing Committee's open house. Both of them were on February 21st. I can't say much more than what Pete has already gone into, but that was my 2 weeks.
That's just fine, thank you very much. Councillor Blanchette?
So I have to backtrack. The January 30th to the 1st, I was at the LGA Charm School. I was happy to attend with everybody. You forget over time, so it was a good refresher. February 4th, Child and Youth Mental Health, sponsored in part with Robson Valley Community Services, pizza and a survey at the high school. And it was really well attended. We got a lot of surveys back. It was like Woodstock. A lot of really good information. The kids had a good time. They enjoyed the pizza. And Child and Youth Mental Health had a presence there, so it was really good. February 11th, Northern Health held their board meeting in Valemount, which I attended. And afterwards we had a roundtable discussion, which was quite good. Now from that, I asked some questions that I didn't get the answers I wanted from, but I was advised that when we decide who we want to go and see when we go to UBCM, that there'll be 2 on their list that we'll discuss later on when it's closer to the time. On the 11th, we had a Robson Valley Community Services meeting. On the 21st, I went to the seniors housing meeting because of a discussion that came up at elder care. Then I attended a Chamber of Commerce, and at that meeting we had our Economic Development Officer and our Building Bylaw Supervisor come and discuss issues with the Chamber. We're wanting to know if there's more that the Chamber can do to help with the business side, the economic side of things in the village. Then I attended as well the housing charrette and then the public housing charrette, and it was really, really interesting because there were things that you don't think of that other people do. And, well, why would you put that there? Well, because. So I found it very, very handy tool. And that's it.
Thank you very much. February 13th, I joined CAO Robinson and EDO Gislinberti at the RVR Initiatives and Open House to release for their release of their new marketing videos. Well attended, well over 40 people at the Dunster Community Hall from various stakeholders. Stay tuned on social media for their public release coming soon. February 20 and 21, I was in Prince George for Regional District Committee of the Whole budget meetings. Subcommittee meetings, I can now put cemetery trustee on my resume. And Tijon is about to welcome its new clients. And then followed by a regular board meeting on the 21st. And then the 23rd, council approved, thank you very much, travel expenses to stay over for the Southern Mountain Caribou Town Hall organized by our Member of Parliament, Bob Zimmer. It was really well attended. I'd say over 70 people in that conference facility. Cross spectrum of expertise and specialists ranging from biologists to guide outfitters to trapline owners to other local governments. Essentially the resounding message around this section 11 is that stakeholder engagement and consultation is absolutely paramount. So that's my report. The motion please to receive council's report. Councillor Blanchette, Councillor MacLean, any questions of the reports? Councillor Pearson, who is the chair of the Historical Society?
Mr. Paul Johnson.
Very nice. So, thank you very much. All in favor? Carried. Calendar events requires no motion and we need just one to adjourn. Councillor Pearson. Thank you very much.
I think I'm almost perfect.
7:23.
22.
I did 7:22.
I'm impressed.